Lisa, you joined the Joyful Living Challenge last time around,
hmm
and I wanted to ask you what made you want to take part in that challenge?
Well, it was timely. It was around Thanksgiving. It was open to everyone. And I looked at what we had to do. It was 21 days. So it was like, not like a huge commitment, but it was also long enough. Like it wasn't just like 7 days. So I was like, oh, I can do that. So
Nice. So it's doable, but also long enough that it felt like, okay, this is a thing.
yeah, I also felt like I did all those things, but having to track it, was like, okay, am I really doing those things? 'Cause
Mm,
usually, like when you join a challenge, what I typically find is that, oh, like you're wrong about something. Like when you start keeping track of things, like,
right.
um, am I really, drinking that much water? You feel like you're drinking enough water, but once you track it, it's you just discover like, oh, you're so wrong. And so those were things I wanted to see, kind of, like an evaluation.
I'm curious then. So when you got into it, what was your favorite part of it? It's meant to be joyful. It's not it's not like the ugh, I have to do this challenge. So what brought you joy about actually participating in it?
Um, Well, the gratitudes part. Um, it wasn't immediately joyful. I mean, it was joy. I mean, it was joyful like the first, 3 days. And then I discovered right away that it was a challenge because like you can't do repeats.
Hmm.
And so it was more of a challenge than I had anticipated. Um, but it brought so much joy because it was also the most engaging. So sometimes there were days where it was like, and I've been continuing it, and so there are days when it's like, oh my god, like I haven't come up with those gratitudes yet, but once I come up with those three things, it's like my day just instantly changes.
That kind of brings me into my to this other question. Over the 21 days of the challenge, and maybe since then, what do you think shifted? Is there something that has shifted or changed?
Well, definitely, well, shifted. My beliefs have shifted
Hmm.
for sure. After doing that for 21 days, um, and it also happened during a time it was kind of a struggle. It was like late in the year. We were kind of getting into the holiday season, um, and I was having some challenges, and just having to retool my brain to look for to come up with those three gratitudes. On a day when it was just like just kind of a struggle, um, or something unpleasant was happening, I just would ask myself, like, well, what about this can I be grateful about?
Hmm.
So it shifted my way of thinking. Instead of going down that rabbit hole of like, oh my God, my life is falling apart. Um, I should just go in a fetal position now. Um, my mind just automatically goes into, well, yeah, what about this can I be grateful about? And once I come up with that answer, I get to go, I mean, I do it at the end of the day. I
Hmm.
get to go to bed, you know, kind of feeling better about
Hmm.
the day.
Hmm.
So, yeah. So thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm so glad. I love seeing your posts about that. And so I wondered what has you want to keep that as a practice.
It has made me more mindful about, what I'm grateful for. I mean, I never thought that like gratitude was like, I mean, it is habit forming. I always said like, oh, well, you can make a habit of being grateful about the same things over and over again. Like I'm grateful for my dogs, I'm grateful for my children, I'm grateful for my family and everyone's healthy and my job, etc. And you can be grateful for that every day. But um, you know, when it becomes kind of a habit, you're just kind of doing it. But what about these things am I grateful for?
Hmm.
And so having to come up with something new, um, or like there were times when it's like, okay, well, I'm grateful for my dogs, yes, but sometimes you know, they get sick and I have to clean up poop, and my day starts off shitty. And um okay, well, I'm still grateful for this dog, and I'm like washing his butt, and just trying to think like, okay, what, why am I grateful for this? My hands are poopy, and
Hmm.
yeah, like, well, yeah, I get to take care of this dog. He's not going to be here forever. So
Yeah.
grateful for this moment that I'm like cleaning up his poop. So it's just having that framework to follow. It's a great, I continued it because it's a great thing to have on my toolkit.
Hmm.
Um, and on a good day, it's like it just automatically happens. Here at the beach, I'm grateful for this weather. It's I'm alive. I made it back to shore. But sometimes it's just not so easy. And so, but having that readily accessible, has it's been awesome.
Mm.
Yeah. So now we're going through this pandemic. Like, well, I'm not gonna say like, well, I've actually said it, like, well, yeah, I'm kind of grateful that you know this is happening, not just because I still have my job and I get to work from home, etc. I mean, I still have like my anxieties, um, but there's still, you know I still have to look for the new things to be grateful about.
Hmm.
um, well, now I have a garden, and I'm getting to spend more time with my dogs.
Both, I think, can coexist. And I think that's partly what has me wanting to offer this challenge again right now, because I think that it isn't that we want to say, oh, who cares about such and such? Let's just be joyful, but that it can be a coexisting, that we can feel a lot of things. And it's helpful, like you said, to keep that perspective that even on those days, I like your example, which is so visceral about your dog, of just like this ability, even in the midst of it. Like there was somebody, I think it was David Steindl Ross, who talks about gratitude, and he says, no, we're not grateful for every single thing, but in every moment there could be something to be grateful for. And that's what I hear you saying. It's
Yeah,
also about zooming out, that to look at the bigger picture of your dog and what your dog means, not just
yeah,
this moment, this experience. So it's like that big view.
yeah,
It's easy to close our eyes to the good stuff sometimes, especially when it's small or when it was a while ago. And but
yeah,
it's helpful to be able to see it.
yeah,
I'm so excited for you to be part of this challenge and to get to see some of these changes and shifts for yourself. It really is a set of very small practices, doable, but if you commit to it, just the regularity of it helps to create new habits and new ways of experiencing and thinking about the things that are already always happening within you and around you. And so, again, we're going to start on June 1st, and I hope you'll join us.